Hello, everyone. We're live. We're live on another Tuesday Talk here on the Power of Art and Nature, or wherever you're watching us from, YouTube, in the Facebook group. We love coming here and having great guests. We have a great one too, but I want to say hello to Tammy first. Hi, Tammy.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And good morning, Lori. You're clear back in New York today.
Hmm.
Spending time with grandbabies, expecting another grandbabies here, which is
Yes.
exciting. And we're, of course, excited to have Crystal with us today.
Welcome back, Crystal. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. It's so good to be back and see everyone again.
Well,
So this has been an amazing week. It's like I hopefully all of your guys' weeks are great. And we're into fall, right? So it's our first day of autumn. I am still going through photos from when Lori was here. And, that takes some time. I want to put together a video and some different things. So I'm excited about that. But we're excited today because we want to learn more about Crystal's journey. Last time we talked a lot about her business, and I know she has some new things she'll add in here, I'm sure later. But we want to hear more about Crystal, where she's coming from, because to you, some of you, she's brand new. You've never heard from her before. You don't know her. And so we want to welcome you, Crystal.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to share. Ultimately, so many people ask all the time when you're in a creative space or a content creation space, how do you do it? How do you show up online and put yourself out there? And what do you talk about? And ultimately, every single one of us have an extremely unique story and a group of people out there that are meant to be our people. And the beauty of social media is we can find them from home. You don't have to go to a mixer, you don't have to be local. You can connect so deeply with so many people across the world. And that is phenomenal to me. The one like big thing you have to do is not be afraid to be yourself. Actually show people who you are and share literal bits of your life, sometimes vulnerable, sometimes funny. But by doing that, you can step into a new space and meet new people. Some of my closest friends, like Tammy and Lori, I've met them online. But when you
mhm.
talk to somebody enough online and you find things that you have in common, you can cultivate like actual deep, meaningful relationships with friends far and wide. And to me, I think that is just one of the most amazing things about the online space.
About being vulnerable, Crystal, it's just so interesting because this has been a thing lately in my personal life. You know, adventure hikes, and you're looking like, ugh, you're sweaty, you're in nature. So my question is, how do you get over, oh, people are not gonna see me with the makeup, or people are not gonna see me all put together. They're gonna see me sweating in the wilderness. I mean, especially when our theme or topic is outdoors and nature. And so how do we get over that? And I know that people like legit and authentic and organic are the buzzwords nowadays. So how do you balance not looking scary? Or well, I don't know what, how can we get over those fears?
Well, there was a time in the online space where curated and perfect was so highly valued. All the preset images where you take a picture outside and then you so heavily edit it that it's not actually what it looked like out there. Or you put on a full face of makeup to walk outside to snap 100 pictures and go back in. Now, one of the good things is people recognize that's not real. Sometimes we as individuals still have this picture in our head that if we do not have lashes on and brows done, or at least get the sweat off of our face, that people are going to think we are unattractive or not put together or just out, like not having our lives together. I'm currently in no makeup. My hair is frizzing because it keeps raining at random intervals today, but it doesn't reduce the value of my message or my sharing by how I look. Ultimately, online space, unfortunately, exposes our own insecurities. So I got to
Yeah.
a point where I did little cleanups. I started carrying something just to at least wipe my face off when I'm outside filming. I throw a little extra hairspray in that morning so I don't frizz out completely from my top knot, but I still keep it pretty raw.
Yeah, I love it. And the thing is, this is something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. And from Friday that I travel and I hopped in an airplane to today that I'm going live, I haven't worn makeup at all. I've been here on, mentoring my daughter through her, passive labor and being here to be a supportive grandma, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, well, no makeup. And I went to run some errands yesterday. I'm like, oh, still no makeup. And it feels very liberating, one in a way. At the same time, it's always so fun to just perk up and highlight your best features or whatever. But I'm like, when I don't wear it, does my value, go down? Does it decrease? Or, am I not the same person? And I love that you said that. I love the way you look. There's nothing that I will judge about how you are here right now. And it's still beautiful crystal. And I love the fact that on the contrary, you're very relatable because you're like, hey, this is me. And I love it. So we're our worst judges, we're our worst critics. And just that sense of freedom. Hey, this is me. If you're gonna judge me because what I lack or what I'm not, according to your judgments, then you're not my type of tribe, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I love what you're
Well,
saying.
and to be honest, I do love wearing makeup. So at least a little bit of foundation because I have done that since forever. But it's more for protection because they used to not put sunscreen in makeups, and I was allergic to sunscreen. So I would like wear a Merle Norman foundation where I'd wet my sponge or my brush and put it on. It was light layer over my moisturizer, which helped. It has sun protection in it. So for some people, it's like definitely wear moisturizer. Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. It is good for your skin, but everybody is different. So it's all about you. And it's like, I'm sure you have moisturizer on, but you have beautiful skin. And I love it. But everybody has their own different things. And sometimes it's because of things that they've gone through in the past. But no matter if you have makeup on or you don't have makeup on, you are beautiful. It's who you are, but everybody has their different responses to everything. So, but my question to you is, how did you get started on this whole journey of everything you're doing? What were you doing before you started? You live in Georgia, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you have
Yes,
two daughters?
I have two daughters. Yeah, almost 16 and 7.
Okay.
And then I was in the car business for a long time, selling cars, working at an auction. When I had my youngest, I stopped working and I kind of became a little bit of a hermit. So my only connection to the outside world was in the online space. Shortly after that, we went through the lockdowns and the pandemic. And so it was more entertainment for myself when I had all this free time. I got started on Instagram and Facebook. I had all the time in the world to just be posting. So I just started sharing bits of my day. I found that putting my weight loss journey and my meals online was like accountability. It was like a living food diary because that's what most nutritionists tell you to do, right? Start writing down everything you eat, track your food. That's when you start finding. So it was kind of my version of that. And I did it for so long and so consistently, it started to convert into brand offers and free product offers because to a company, like this person is eating our snack bar every single day and posting about it. We should just send her a few so that way they're kind of on the hook a little bit in exchange for some content. So it just started to grow that way. And then the more comfortable I got showing my face and not just a plate, the more it became an actual accurate depiction of me and my life and not just something so pigeonholed as what I eat in a day. And then I've been doing it now for 7 years.
7 years. Wow. That's awesome. Hey, I'm gonna admit it's hard to put your face out there. When you're doing videos, because like you said, you're the biggest critic. Because I know Lori was filming pictures, and my husband was filming, and we're like, that looks horrible. That looks great. That looks horrible. But actually, I find it worse when I'm filming myself. It's one thing I'm fine with my voice now because it takes some time to get used to it. But when you're filming your face and you always see every little flaw or mistake that you've made in pronouncing a word or whatever, which is amazing. So bravo for being so authentic. I love it.
Oh, I get it. Trust me, there's always people that want to. So it's two sides of the same coin. We are not as important in everybody else's day as it feels to us. Like my 7-second
Totally.
clip on my stories is not going to be something that somebody thinks about all day long.
Yep.
It feels heavy to me. To them, it was just a blip. They might have even tapped by it and not truly seen me stumble over those words.
Right.
But then you have other people in this online space that get a little brave behind their keyboard and they want to go, I don't like the way you like smack on your teeth. You're like, I'm sorry, that's the way the words come out of my mouth. There's nothing I can do about it, but thanks for telling me. So,
Isn't it the case, like even with makeup, people are gonna find a flaw. Even if you have the nails, the makeup, the extensions, everything, people are still critics are gonna critic. And unless you're comfortable in your own skin with makeup, without makeup, however it is, I remember, isn't it? Tell me, Crystal, if you remember that I think Jenna Kutcher, like one of her first videos or that was criticizing, people were criticizing, some people were loving it for it is because she was in a bathing suit or a bikini or something like that. And she didn't look good next to her husband that was ripped or something like that. And they're like, oh, aren't you ashamed of yourself that your husband is so fit and nobody knows her journey. Nobody knows what was happening in her head. I don't know if I'm remembering correctly or if this is the same influencer, but that's when she started, I think, exploding online because some were praising her for her authenticity and all that, and some were shaming her. And depending on what you're gonna do with that, you're gonna continue, or you're just gonna stay in your safe space. And either one, if it brings you joy and happiness and sanity, go for it, right? But she chose the hardest road, or the one that she's gonna go, wait a minute. So there's people that are happy that I came, I showed myself, and you know what, people at the beach that day or wherever they were saw her. So she's expanding that exhibit, on the social media, but we are who we are, and people see us with or without, right? Or at our best or our worst in the hikes. People, I say hello to the people that I'm walking, in the hike. Hopefully they won't be scared about my looks or whatever, run away from me. So it's just lots to think about. And like Tammy said, definitely you have to feel comfortable and you have your preferences. I think my message right now, and what I'm sensing from you, Crystal, is like, we're here. This is us. And there's many different facets or stages or our mode when I'm feeling like, ooh, I feel like I know my brand has a specific look and I want to be consistent with my brand. But then, hey, when I'm off and I want to share too, it's good. It's good. I've had 8 babies and my belly is like, okay. But then at the same time, if there's a picture where I'm not posing the right way and it gets out, I'm like, hey, that's me. So it's just a matter of feeling comfortable in our skin and just integrity with who we are and then how we want to show up in the world. And as long as we show up, sometimes it's better and people just get strengthened by our presence. So especially when we know we have value to add into the world.
So I'm going to say two things here, just so the audience knows. So this was a study done many, many years ago. It only people judge us within 7 seconds of meeting us. 7 seconds of even seeing us online. So you do want to come across, it's like make sure your post. And I've had people go back 5 years on my Facebook profiles and Instagram and stuff. So you want to make sure you do look your best. And another thing that people always forget is we're live on video and we look the same as we do on video as we do in person, and you're not going to see it. But cameras have a tendency to change the way we look sometimes. You can take a size 0 person and you can make them look like they have to weigh 200 pounds, or you can make them look like their hair's bad or whatever. Pictures, the cameras capture every single flaw that nobody else ever sees, including ourselves a lot of times. So keep that in mind, because if your pictures that you put online should look just like they do right now, when they see you in person or see you on video here, they shouldn't look like you are 20 years younger or 30 years younger and don't look anything like that, or they look like, you're an 18-year-old when you're 80 years old. So I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of times people are like, okay, photographs actually show they don't. So I've been photographed by, the people from Sports Illustrated and some different, Nike and Janssen and all of those when I was a lot younger. But even them, they had to take like 50 pictures, a lot of times because it's all on the angles and the different things to bring out that person. So anyway, just throwing that out there. So if you're unhappy with a photo, there's a chance, just go retake it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slippery slope. Like, it's okay to want to look your best, and it's okay to want to change things about yourself and treat yourself, whether it be nails, maybe change your hair, go get a skin treatment done, something of that nature. The one thing you don't ever want to do is get trapped in trying to change every single thing that the people online point out about you. This is crooked. This
Oh,
doesn't look right. For one, it's a money pit. For two, it's impossible. And you're never going to make every single person happy or content. There's times where people will be like, oh, you are partnered with a skincare brand. That means you can't go get any skin treatments done because then you're disauthentic to your brand and you're like, that's not how this works. That's not that's not
I
how
can't
any of
believe
this
people are
works.
that mean to go and pick apart you. I mean, that is low. That is having no kindness. And I hope that our listeners, our tribe here, if you see anybody picking apart somebody like that, uh, message them and say, knock it off. I would. That
Well,
is
Yeah,
just
that
so
honestly,
wrong.
and that's the thing because there's so many people out there that from different backgrounds, they're gonna nitpick, and it depends on us and how we're gonna take all that criticism, right? So even though, and what we're saying is like definitely we need to look our best, and definitely people make judgments after 7 seconds. At the same time, those judgments, they're gonna be good or bad, no matter if we're looking the best, and it depends what we do with that. We're gonna continue adding value, ignoring those, and then understanding our purpose and value and being intentional about it and trying to defy those that always want to bring you down. I think
yeah,
Crystal,
it's definitely their
yeah.
right. They can judge me all they want.
Hmm.
I don't have to internalize it.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
can, anybody is welcome to think whatever they want. It's not my business. And
No,
just because they tell me that's what they think, I don't have to believe it.
it's just so funny because it's like, who has time to go around criticizing everybody? I sure don't.
I'm too busy for that.
No, you've gone on some wonderful trips this year.
I
So
have. I went
let's,
to Costa Rica.
how was
And
it?
it was good. A little rainy during the time that we were there. Rode some ATVs. We went out. Where we were had one of the beaches that was like half volcanic sand, half regular, so it kind of looks all swirly and gray. That was really pretty. Hiking through the rainforest, which is my absolute just favorite. We went to Florida at one point and got the regular sand, and some of it came home with me because it always sticks in my car for months. I'm pretty sure I'm still vacuuming it out. And where did we go? We went to Gatlinburg last week because I needed my mountain fix.
It's amazing nature, right? It's like you need that fix. And to be honest, I'm going out on the lake today after this
I have a
show.
grounding mat under my feet right now.
That's awesome. So
Sometimes when I can't get outside, I'll do it
So I have never been there. So tell us a little bit about that experience of getting back in nature this last
So
weekend.
something about like for me in the mountains, my soul is just soothed being in cool weather with leaves changing and being up in the mountains and getting to see like long distance views. So when I get to sit on the peak of something and look out, it's just one of my absolute favorite. And something about it is just very settling. So Gatlinburg is simple, still a small town, not overly price gouge for tourists, which is amazing. There's black bear everywhere. You usually see at least one a day wandering around somewhere. And it's just slow. I like slow living. I can take a fast paced vacation anytime, but if I actually want to rest and recharge, I need slow, a nice cabin somewhere where I can't see anybody else around me.
That's a blast. I was laughing because Lori's like, "Oh, what's our schedule?" when she was here. I'm giving you a hard time, Lori. And we're almost like on Hawaii time in Idaho. When I first moved here, I was the exact same way because you're so used to living a fast-paced life, a faster that it's like you have a schedule for every little thing, and I'm like, I finally got to it where it's approximate times. When some people said, and these are businesses, I mean, these could be lawyers, doctors' appointments, whatever. It's all approximate time in North Idaho. It's crazy because I was just so used to, okay, is it 10, 10, 15, 10:30, and now it's like, okay, approximately 10 a.m. I'll just text you for when I leave. And I mean, we text the doctor's offices wherever we go, if we need to let them know what time so that they know approximately, which is crazy. But we had a blast because we got to go on a lot of ventures when Lori was here
And
hiking
it
and
was
stuff.
an appointment with nature, so there was no set appointments.
Yeah, exactly. But
So,
we didn't know what time for sure because we were trying to
mhm,
catch up with different people and stuff. And
yeah,
so it makes it hard because if you're up on top of a mountain, you have no idea. But we just made those days blank days.
yeah.
And they were so much fun just sitting by a lake for I think what was it, 4 hours at the one lake. Nobody there and just watching the ripples on the water and hearing the wind and the leaves. It was so, so pretty and peaceful. It's like you said, it's grounding, earthing, or whatever you want to call it. It's getting back to nature that it just takes those stresses away. And so, but did you do the zip line stuff that they have at that place?
Not this time. Margot's still a little small. So maybe by the next one, she'll be ready for zip lines and mountain coasters. So close.
Crystal, Gatlinburg in Tennessee, if I remember correctly, right? So my first trip to the United States ever, I was born and raised in the tiny island of Puerto Rico in the Caribbean. It was my first place I ever visited in the United States. I was with some friends in the Nashville area, and then they took me to Gatlinburg, and it was so amazing and such a big deal for me to go to the United States for the first time and see such beauty. I'm excited that you took that time. So you went with your two girls, right?
Just the little one. My older one lives
Oh,
with her dad.
oh, okay, okay. So how was that? How was this connecting from the hustle and bustle of the day is what I call it, to get away, to connect with nature, or to connect with your little daughter at the moment and things like that. So how was it reinvigorating, re-energizing? How was it?
That was a fun one. We actually tried to schedule just enough to where she's entertained because she's also 7, so she wants stuff to do. Thankfully, a lot of the properties in the Gatlinburg area think this through and they have like foosball tables and pool tables and games built into the cabins so the kids have something to do during the day. So you can just sit on the porch and look at the pretty views. They have entertainment inside. We went up onto Anaquisto, which is like a park on top of one of the mountains, and it's set up basically to be like a giant kid and adult play park. So you can bounce on this crazy rope trampoline and go down slides and crawl through all these tunnels and rope bridges. It was a blast. So we definitely did a lot more playing than we normally do as adults on this trip, and it was a fantastic time.
I love it. Just that playful mindset, and here with my grandchildren, I've been able to do the same. So how was that for you? Like just re t touching back on those times with a playful mind. Like what did it did? What do you recommend our audience? And why is that important?
Well, the craziest part is you don't even realize how long it's been since you've laughed so much or just played. Because as adults, especially if you work any form of like 9 to 5, that's just not a part of our day anymore. Then you see these kids just laughing thousands of times a day. And there was a study done that it like helps you to stay younger longer. You're more vibrant. So it's one of those connecting even just a few minutes a day of being playful just brightens your mood so much because it's easy to always be authoritative and be stuck in that role of having to be the parent or the disciplinarian or cleaning the house or doing the laundry. If I leave my laundry sitting there for 3 days because I want to have fun, nobody cares.
And it's still gonna
Nobody
be there
else
in three
knows.
days. It's still gonna be there in three
Exactly.
days, but
I'll
the
do it
time goes by.
later.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it.
Uh,
I've been playing board games and card games with the grandchildren, and also the sand pit. They have a sand pit, and that is like, oh, I'm playing, I'm earthing, I'm I'm just laughing and having fun.
I love it. I miss the times when my kids and grandkids were little. So now we took our teenagers out to a movie the other day, the New Twisters movie, which was great, and took them to lunch and stuff. Just spending time with them is great. But I really love it when the days that we can take them up, like in our side by side, up to the lakes and go hiking. So, we always talk about those adventures because that they love it too. They just didn't have the time this last weekend, but when you can get out and just enjoy and have fun. And Crystal, from everything you've told, you need to come visit me because we have a Silverwood theme park for kids here. We have Schweitzer. We have so many things that you would probably really, really enjoy in our area.
Yeah, we can add it to the list. Pile it on. We'll come out there.
Yay. Well, Crystal, time goes by so fast when we're having fun. We've definitely love having you back. We love it when guests come back. And we want to know what is something that you want to encourage our audience. You've talked about being authentic. You've talked about being your last trip in nature. You've talked about having fun and playing. What is your last admonition or advice to our audience? We have in our audience entrepreneurs, we have survivors, and we like to call them warriors, right? That have always already overcome a lot of adversity in life, and they're like sticking it with a positive mindset. What is your message to them in terms of life in general, whether they want to show up in social media to grow their businesses or wherever they are in life right now, about playing, nature, and having fun?
Yeah, ultimately, my biggest thing is if you can't stop thinking about it, then you need to go do it. Like if that nudge is there
Just
for
do
a
it.
reason, if it's on your heart and it's on your mind, give it a try, especially in a social media space. You can delete it. Like if you try for 60 days to put yourself out there to start building something and you truly dislike it or it is not for you, you can delete the whole thing and it's like it never happened. But at least you tried and you took what's been on your heart and on your mind and you put it out there into actual fruition.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
awesome. Do you want to tell us a little before we leave? I want to give you the space to tell us a little bit about your new business or new adventure that you're doing right now.
Yes, I am a founding affiliate for a brand new company that is coming to market next month. We'll be bringing precision peptides that are bioactive and created from nature instead of a lab to people with the focus of truly helping with their wellness and their health from the inside in a way that supports the body. So it's amazing. It's fun. Y'all can come check me out over on Instagram or Facebook and we can talk more about it there.
That sounds exciting.
Wonderful.
So, and I know I'm in throwing this out real quick because I know some of our guests, we are recording this because we're not sure if it's showing up, even though it shows up on one of my screens that it's live and on another it shows it's not. So Facebook was doing all kinds of updates yesterday. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but I was having to, just to get messages, put codes in every single time just to get a new message. So, and I was having problems with
Crazy.
Canva. It was just an internet nightmare yesterday. So,
Yeah, I don't find us live anywhere, but the good thing is that this is being recorded and you guys are going to be able to watch the recording.
and ask those questions and
Mhm.
we will all be there to answer because I know Crystal always does. So, and we appreciate Crystal, you coming on here, and we encourage everybody to make sure you share, like, follow Crystal if you're not. Like I did put it in our Facebook group as saying that where you were, but you go ahead and add it again. And Crystal, make sure you share on our Monday marketings your information so you can get that out there. So we appreciate each and every person that has been here and who are watching at a later time. Make sure you share and like, make sure you follow us on all our social media sites, including our website, which is unlockingfreedominnature.com. So we appreciate you. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you so much for having me.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.